You don't recognize him because he doesn't have a hat on. But it's me to everybody without a hat. No. See, people got to see behind it. Look at that. I'm mad you had hair. I was hoping you were balding more.
It's bad. It's getting bad.
Is it, Dick?
I'm on I did see a picture of you like a few pounds heavier a couple of years ago, and there's some hair going on still.
Something. No, there was no hair. That was just my head was so fat it would look bruised.
There was a dark patch where it might have been.
Yes.
I don't know. You've kind of gotten rid of that. That's good. I'm like a couple of weeks away from just buzzing it, going
the whole way.
Oates. Yeah.
It's easier. It's just so much easier. And now I supposedly look younger. When I wear a mask, I look 10 years younger. People are like, no, wait. When I put the mask on, I'm like, oh, it's all because the only grays are in my beard.
Yeah, people start looking younger when they're not deviant alcoholics anymore.
Yeah, it really does change. My skin woke the fuck up. It was like, Jesus Christ. It really does change it when you don't drink it all anymore. And I've never smoked a cigarette, so I don't have that age in me. I've never had one of my. I sound like this, but I've never smoked a goddamn cigarette.
Yeah.
But like, it really is. And I don't miss it, but I know people. There are certain people that should be alcoholics. Like when I have Gino on, and he's like, oh, I haven't drank in a while. I'm like, yeah, but that's all. Your personality is being a drunk. Like you should be a drunk.
Yeah, that's your shtick.
Because it's not working for you. So,
now,
because I found, listen, Gino, a lot of the people, the Compound Media, the Brennan people, all the SMC people, all them like to call Gino gay because he's got stupid headband and he's gay.
Headband. Now he looks like a hotel maid.
Yeah, he looks like John Turturro.
Yeah.
John Turturro was fronting his own Bruce Springsteen band. That's what he looks like. And he also like Andre Agassi. That's what I was calling him for. Yeah, he's just gay. But like, he comes off gay because when he's not drinking, he's realizing that he has feelings. But old men with feelings, like you've made fun of me, old men who find their feelings finally get to be called ex-girlfriends, like you've called me yours.
Oh yeah, you can start to get. I just like to shove mine down as far as I can possibly put them, and then they explode maybe one day. I don't know.
I did do that, and then it was down there for a while, and then I let them all out, and then I dated someone, and I was like, oh, finally someone that can embrace this and do that, and then they made fun of all of that, and they destroyed all that, and now they were back in a little bit. Some of them fell out of my head when I got cracked in the head, and I had to get 5 staples, but the rest of them are fine. The rest of them are fine. Yeah, every week the audience gets a little bit more detail. But now I'm literally right now going to therapy. There's a counseling thing I have to go through the trauma and PTSD I have. I'm meditating the fuck now. It's great. Are you frozen again? God damn it, you're frozen again. I don't care. I'm dealing with all this stuff. And finally, and so I post things, and it's not about a relationship. When I post the things, I talked through it this time. Boom.
Yeah, fine.
When I post things now, it's not about a relationship. I think because I'm so clouded with how I write it, people are like, oh, he misses his girlfriend. It's nothing about that. It's not about the missing of the girlfriend. It's about all the shit I went through, and I'm finally – my therapist knows that I go on stage and I do podcasts. So she knows I don't have the stage really as much anymore, and podcasting is all I got. And she's like, you like social media, things like that. You're somebody who only feels good when you share your shit. So share your shit.
Outlet. That was your outlet, basically. Yeah. That was your therapy.
So now that's sometimes Twitter. She's like, put something out there. You're just kind of crazy. That's your sense of humor. You'll be able to handle it. It shows a different side of you. And it's softened me a little bit. Now, some of the fans there, some of these people that you and I have to deal with now that you're on a podcast, you're not a fan anymore. Now you're a podcaster, and they're mean fucking people that don't like feelings. One guy wrote to Stancil. He just put on there, didn't tag me, but I saw it. He just wrote, Jim, I know Pat Oates sucks.
That guy's full.
That guy's got 10 followers.
What is his name? Ron Paul.
Ron Paul. So I went.
I don't know what his name is.
It's not Ron Paul, but it's like John Russ. That's what it was.
John Russ. There you go.
Because then you and I were texting, and you were like, "How do you deal with this stuff?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, you get used to it." But that day, I had screenshot that, and I was getting ready to post it to write, hey, look, 5 days ago, you gave your own opinion, and not one person gave a fuck. So go fuck yourself. If you killed yourself, nobody would know for days.
Right. I think that's one of those people who just has a throwaway account just to talk shit. It's somebody who's already kind of in this like Compound America circle type deal that is just creates. I see a lot of these guys like will have one or two different accounts that they'll shit post or talk shit from, basically. And I'm pretty sure that's who Russ, John, Mary, Paul is.
Yeah, a lot of them have more than one. And then a lot of them get mad when they're like, you can't believe you're talking shit about me. I'm like, you're a fake thing. Like,
right.
I don't even want to get into the drama with people, but just like, and I said this on Ski Mask thing, and then that Schmeckel guy gave me shit, but I don't think I was wrong. I talked to a lot of people about podcasts. I'm not being a dick. We are the entertainers. You are the fans. There are guidelines. I don't need to listen. Just sit there and go, well, Pat, you don't really have a ton of followers and listeners. I'm fine with that. I know who I am. I've never once lied about what my show is or where I think it is. But, dude, I don't know. You know who the fuck I am. Right. I have no idea who you are, and you know me enough where you've formed an opinion where you sit at night mad by yourself like a loser and go, I fucking hate Pat Oates. I didn't fucking know you, bitch, but I'm in your head. I'm in your stupid head.
Yeah,
I'm renting space.
Rents do. I can't give any credence to anybody who doesn't exist as a person. Like, I'll say Stancil, obviously that's not that's not his government name.
That's not your government name.
But we're clearly people, and you see us, and you know who we are. You could pick us out of a crowd. Ski Mask, it doesn't take a fucking.
Stancil, you'd have to look down in the crowd. You'd have to look really low.
It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out who the fuck Ski Mask is if you wanted to. He has accounts. He's been posting. I've posted him. Like, his identity is out there. It's not. You're not
He's
just.
He's not hiding it because he did anything wrong. It was a smart idea to get attention. If he was just himself, no, he wouldn't be moving to New York, and nobody'd be on his show.
Right.
The Mask did it. Yes, he's now found a way to get people to come on the show and do things, and he's learning. He's not a dominating personality in any way, shape, or form. He's actually a good vessel for other people to do their thing, and that's a trait too. That's a talent. It's not a shit on him, but he's not like, I'll just talk for an hour. Brendan will just talk for an hour. Berg can go on forever. He's not those kind of people.
He's not overbearing. Yeah.
Right. I was going to say, entertaining, but okay, we'll go overbearing. That's fine. That's fine, I guess. We'll go overbearing.
Not oversaturating. So what do you
I'm a perfect amount of saturation, by the way. I'm not over. I'm the perfect amount of saturation.
Yeah, you're just a wet bag of fries of humor.
My last podcast, by the way, I had Pat Dixon on, and we didn't even realize how long it went. It was almost 2.5 hours.
Yep.
That is two people who can talk all day, and we just told each other stories.
Yep. Absolutely.
We were both sad when it was done. We were both like, oh.
Yeah, so the DUI thing, do we want to wait until Z is here?
No, I think you have your friend Zoltan, who's a lawyer.
Yep.
And he's versed in some DUI stuff. Now, some of my listeners know the story because I told it years ago, but some of the newer people that we've gotten on don't know it. I'll tell it again to Zoltan. But basically, let me ask your opinion, because you're a person who's dealt with DUI. You're not a lawyer, but you are a purveyor.
Yeah, I'm a DUIE.
Yeah, DUI. Like, that stupid-ass joke. Okay, so a couple years ago, I was renting a car. I didn't have a car, and I went and did a comedy show. Not for people that aren't connected, don't know this, but so you know how far. I want you to understand how little I had to drive and how bad I made it. I live in Ansonia, Connecticut. The show is in Stratford. It's a back road.
Right.
It's not even 10 minutes. I just cut through Shelton. Boom, I'm there. So I'm finishing the show, but I was performing at this place, this restaurant we performed all the time. The owner was really cool. I was still drinking at the time. So after every show, during the show, it was just feeding me Bud Lights. And then after the show, it was just like, you're so funny. We got to do shots. And like, you're just doing it. And I'm just crushing shots at this guy. And to the point where like, I knew there was no point to get in a car, but I'm like, literally it's 5 minutes away. I got to get home. I had stuff to do the next day. I'm like, I had a show that weekend in New Hampshire. I had the car for the week. All that stuff. I was like, I'll be fine. I've done it before. It's dumb, but yeah, I'll do it. I get in the car. I can't even like get out of the parking lot. I don't remember this part, but the owner comes out and goes, "Are you okay?" And I opened the window and went, "Don't tell me what to do." He told me this the next day. And then I drove off. If I took a left out of the parking lot, I'd be home in 5 minutes.
Right.
But I went right. Now, this is right in front of Sikorsky's. It's across the street from Sikorsky.
Yeah.
Okay. So I took the right. I don't remember the ride. I don't remember anything. But I guess what I did was I made it to New Haven, and right by the green where the buses go, and I don't know why I did this. I stopped the car in the middle of the road. I took the keys out of the car. Wow. And then I went to sleep. I said, "Good night, sweet prince." And I went to sleep. I woke up in an ambulance about a couple hours later, I guess. I don't know how long it was. And I said, "Where am I going? What happened?" And they're like, "You're okay. We found you in a car." That's all they're saying. I'm embarrassed. I don't know what to do. I have to call like my mom and her boyfriend to come get me because it's like 6 a.m. I don't know what's going on. I'm freaking out. I don't know where the rental car is. I don't know if I broke anything. I don't know anything at all. I get out of there. There's no problems at all. And there's no police officers not dealing with anything like that. I do have to call the rental place. I found out they have the car. I apologize for that. They're like, "Please don't rent cars here anymore." I do get my license suspended. Okay.
Yeah.
I do get that for.
So wait, did they take blood or something?
That's the thing. Because I took the keys out of the car.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah. So
if the keys were out, I was technically not drinking and driving. So therefore, they did not take my blood. So because of that, once I paid off the suspension and paid off all the fine and all that, I thought I was clear to go. And then the DMV said, you have to get this medical form, a P142M, filled out. And I'm like, "What is that?" And they give it to me. And I thought it was going to be no big deal. I'll go to a doctor. I didn't have a doctor yet, but I figured just go somewhere to the hospital. It's a form. It's been almost 4 years, and I haven't been able to get this form filled out. I have the form, so when he comes later, I'm going to share it so he can see it. What this form wants me to do is basically have all these neurological and cardio tests to prove I don't have a disorder, which made me fall asleep while I drove. So, because the DMV, because I didn't, if they just said I was drunk, I would have had to deal with that shit, probably blow into a thing in a car, stuff like that, and then be done with it. I'd be driving. I'd be have that thing. I'd be driving around right now. Wouldn't be a problem. But because of that, I have primary care doctors now. My primary care doctors, their blanket rule is they don't fill out DMV forms. They just don't. I've talked with many people. I've talked with doctors, counselors, all these people, and they say go to the DMV. DMV says go to the doc. Back and forth. Nobody will sign this fucking thing, and I don't know who will sign it. And I'm completely healthy, like 100% can drive, can do whatever. There's no issue with me. And then a couple months ago,
you mentioned this because I had to have that filled out. By the way,
you did?
Yes.
And how did you get it filled out?
Doc in a box.
What's doc in a box?
Just some urgent care. Any urgent care.
I went there. They said no, thank you.
Wow. Okay.
I went to urgent care down the road, and they said no.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I had to have that filled out as part of like the petition to get my license back that I did like a year and a half ago.
You just brought it to an urgent care.
I brought it to them. They filled it out.
But how much did you have to pay for that?
Nothing. It was part of the package. I paid for like a checkup. What you would normally pay. It's like $100.
I brought it with me, and they said we cannot do that. I brought it from my regular checkup from my physician. They said no, thank you.
That's odd.
And it's crazy because like anytime I try to like bring it up there, when they're like, "No, we won't fill that thing," it's like I'm 100% healthy. If I just said I was drunk, I wouldn't have an issue. But I can't get it filled out.
Yeah, and I mean, see, the other thing is if you said you were drunk, you still wouldn't have to be. You could have refused, and you could have pled down to like a, reckless driving or something like that. But since you weren't even actually in the car with the keys, it's kind of complicated. And
I would guess I don't know the law on that thing. It's not like like murder.
He could tell you better.
A couple of years ago, even if I confess now, I don't think I'd get in trouble.
Right.
Even if I did, I guess whatever. But like, I paid off all my. It's a dumbass form. I know people. Listen, they let drunks drive around, blow into the thing.
Absolutely.
I don't drink. I'm healthy as fuck. That was back then, and they won't let me do it. It's a weird fucking thing.
So when was this that you got? When did this actually happen? That you got?
I'd say 4 years ago.
It was 4 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I did continue to drink a little after that. Of course, I didn't. I quit. It would be 4 years in November. This was before that.
Yeah. I mean, all my DUIs were prior to like smartphones existing. And I just got my license back a year ago.
When did you get the form filled out to urgent care?
That was 2018.
Okay, so when my thing was going on. So it definitely should be a thing. Maybe
Yeah.
I will try to hit those things up again. They were saying they don't do they saw the neurological part and they said, we don't do that. We don't have the equipment here. That's all they said.
Okay.
Your people just filled it out. My people took it seriously. That's the problem. Everyone's taking me seriously.
Yeah.
Now, a couple months ago, when I got in a huge argument with my now ex-girlfriend, and I have high blood pressure, like ridiculously high blood pressure. And I wasn't taking medication for a while.
Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah. How could you tell? But no, but it's ridiculous. I'm supposed to be on medication. I wasn't for a long time. Got in an argument with her, whatever. It got to the point where it was so frustrating and flustered. I could feel my chest beating, and I'm like, I gotta go to the hospital. Of course, I don't drive, so I had to walk. It's only like a mile, but still, when you feel like you're gonna die, you walk a mile. If people go, by the way, when people are like, Pat, it's amazing how much you run. Yeah, I run to work and back. I make it seem fun, but I don't want to take the city bus all the time. And to get home at 9 o'clock, the bus is not running anymore. So that's why I'm running at night. But it's I wouldn't be this healthy if I didn't have this license problem. But I do know now I will still drive. Anyway, go to the hospital. They're like, yeah, blood pressure is like, my top number was 210. I didn't know you could go 210. I didn't know you could break the twos. It was a good bowling score for me, but I had 210 up top.
What, John Candy?
Yeah, pretty much so. So they're like, okay, you got to calm me down. They give you medication, all that stuff. But when they were worried, didn't know what was causing it. They gave me a EKG, but they also gave me a brain scan. And I didn't even think of it. But a couple of days later, when I was talking to my now ex, and she was saying last time, she goes, well, at least you got the brain scan you need for your driver's license. I'm like, holy fuck, I guess I did. And now I've tried to contact the neurologist there, and none of them will take my phone call. Like, they're like, all busy because they're all neurological thing or whatever the fuck they do. They do. The Jimmy Neutrons, they're just out there being all smart.
Poking a brain.
Yeah, just doing that. Looking if there's COVID in it. Any COVID in his brain. And now, no DMVs. I mean, I don't think are the DMVs open? Are they kind of open? I don't even know because I don't know.
They have certain days a week, I think, and you have to make an appointment.
Right. And they're not going to care about this fucking form.
So, but yeah, so it has to be the actual form. I know what form you're talking about because half of it has to be filled out by a doctor. The other has to be filled out by the DMV.
Yeah.
And then, there's one section that's
here. This is our form.
Okay.
This is the one. It's the old P142M. Whenever I bring it up, people are like, we don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
Patient info. And so people can see it here. It gets pretty crazy. So, it's like you go over here, diabetes, metabolic, neurology, psychiatric, substance abuse. I got none of that.
What? This is the exact form that I had filled out.
You got it just filled out. Sleep disorders.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I mean,
listen. My last girlfriend, when I first met her, she had the blow thing, and then I would blow in it.
Boy, everybody's got the blow thing these days.
Everyone, but I would blow in it for her while she was driving. She's like, not that she was drinking while she was driving. I was just like, I don't want to stop. I'll just do it. I know I'm good. Get strong lungs. I'm bored. So I would just do that. That's not. I can't get this filled out, and I'm fucking so healthy. I'm running around like this town. All the town people know me. The cops know me because they have to know me. But like because I'm a protected person right now. But anyway,
you're protected class.
100%. I wish you could look it up. I'm a protected person in the city of Ansonia right now. But it's one of those things where I just don't know what to do with this thing, and it makes me nuts that you had the form filled out.
It's not stuffed peppers. Here he is.
How are you?
There he is. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hey, I'm Zoltan
He
Simon.
looks like a lawyer, doesn't he?
Well,
He looks like a Zoltan.
I was doing a little work on the boat tonight, so I had a couple mechanics down there and pushing guys, so keeping them busy.
You got to do that. You got to push people down by the docks.
Yeah.
Now, Zoltan, I was just running it over with Mead here, and I realized that he had the same form filled out that I'm having a problem with. I just ran the whole story to everybody. Long story short, a couple years ago, I fell asleep in a car, quote unquote. I was hammered, but I took the keys out of the car. I woke up in an ambulance. I was in the middle of the road when I was parked, but I pulled the keys out of the car. Because of that, they did not take my blood. They did not test anything.
It was Connecticut.
Connecticut. Okay.
So they thought because of that, they have the DMV said I had to get a form, a P142, something that media has had that taken care of, that basically is making sure I don't have any psychiatric, neurological, cardio, any problems like that. And no doctor, I can't find anyone to fill it out. Now, I've been having this problem for 4 years. Me just said he went to urgent care, and they filled it out for him just by checking the box, and they didn't have to get the test done. I went to urgent care, and they didn't do shit. They said, you can't do it. We can't do this.
What I've noticed in the medical industry is if you want another opinion. I always tell people if they don't like their first opinion they get, and this is going to apply here, keep getting second opinions till you get.
I've gotten
you like.
347 opinions. It's been 4 years. I've gone to doctors. I've talked to everyone you possibly can. I've been shut down everywhere possibly I can go. I've talked to psychiatrists. I've talked to my own therapist. I've talked to counselors. I've talked to all these people. Where can I go? They send me somewhere else. Everyone keeps dead end.
Can you get a doctor on Backpage, or does that exist still? Like,
I don't know if that exists. I've never was a Backpage guy.
So a form like that, my doctor.
Is that where hookers are?
So my doctor actually fell asleep when he was in med school or doing his residency while he was driving out in Long Island. He fell asleep. There was a car accident, and there was no alcohol involved, but he had a seizure. So in New York State, when you have a seizure, they immediately suspend your license for 1 year.
Right.
Even if you had a seizure walking down the street, your license gets suspended for 1 year based on the seizure. I'm assuming Connecticut has something similar to that.
I was suspended.
Yes.
It wasn't because of the seizure, but because of the situation and everything there. I was
Right.
suspended. This is
So
4 years. I've had the suspension. I've paid the fine off. Everything is paid. Everything is clear. I just can't get a license back until I get this stupid
you
form.
need a doctor to medically clear you to say, hey,
right.
you're not going to pass out again, because they played up the pass out part maybe a little bit too much in your case, because end of the day, if you passed to sleep in your car, there was no alcohol in your system, or there was?
There was,
but so much, but they didn't take my blood.
So here's the deal. So they just hit you probably with New York would call it the impaired. Over here, they just gave you the what? The drive. What do they do here? The AEP program you did probably?
No, I've done nothing. No programs or nothing.
Oh, so okay.
I didn't have a case. There was nothing. I went to court. I paid a fine, and then I paid out my suspension. I paid out my suspension. And that was it. There was no case. There was nothing.
What was the fine?
What was the fine for?
For sitting parked in a street.
Illegal parking. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I paid that off. I was in the middle of the road in New Haven, Connecticut. I just parked in the middle of the road, took my keys out, took a nap.
So here's the deal. There's operation if the key is anywhere in your wingspan. So even though it's not in the ignition, if it's in the purse on the passenger seat.
It was on the ground.
Outside the car?
No, but on the floor. And because of that, they said that's what people told me. That's why they didn't do the test, because it was on the floor.
Got it.
All right.
It's a gray area. I would say throw them in the trunk. Usually is what I tell people to do if they're.
I wasn't doing things on purpose.
Got it.
I don't even remember getting there. I was telling him I pulled out of a parking lot literally, how far is that? 25, 30 minutes away?
So you got ill. So you fainted, literally. You passed out from something, food, whatever.
Yeah, I was sleepy. It was from so much, I think it was Southern Comfort.
So they want to make sure you don't fall asleep again. So that's they're trying to find a doctor who's going to sign them off on it. And my
own doctors they have a blanket statement. They just don't deal with DMV forms.
Well,
they know I'm healthy as hell.
You'll find like Dr. Nick from The Simpsons.
Basically. I know, but Dr. Nick won't come on this show. So I got Zoltan and I got you. Couldn't get them.
All I know is go to urgent care.
You're making me more nuts because you've had the fucking form filled out, you son of a fucking bitch.
Stamford, Connecticut, urgent care.
I'm going to give you my form and you take it with you to Stamford, Connecticut.
I'll shave my head. I mean, it's close to bald anyway.
I don't think they're going to look. Just say, I'm Pat Oates. Just talk like this and you'll be all set.
I need this form filled out. Do you want me to tell you about it for 30 minutes?
At least short show. But let's 30 minutes. 30 more entertaining minutes than you guys were fucking giving with Zumach.
So here's their concern. They're concerned, like normally when somebody needs that form, there's a head trauma, a seizure, or something they could relate it to that actually happened.
Right.
Like an event, cardiac event, a head injury event, whatever it may be. So the doctor could say, hey man, you hit your head, we scanned you, you're fine. There's no more trauma. You're good. But
I was just telling Meade a couple months ago, because I was having some chest issues, had high blood pressure. I went in, they weren't sure what it was. They did an EKG, they did a brain scan. So the hospital down the street now does have a current brain scan, but trying to get hold of a neurologist is a pain in the ass right now. They won't answer the call to try to get it back.
COVID didn't help you out at all.
And then that form is scary.
COVID's been a fucking vacation since the other shit I've been dealing with. Anyway,
the form is scary because the doctor's going to sign off on it saying you're not going to pass out while you're driving. Right, and what if you pass out when you're driving and you hit a school bus full of kids?
Well, because first of all, fuck kids, they're not going to school. So how am I going to hit them? Zoltan, pay attention to the news. I just can't drive on Tuesdays and Thursdays sometime in late October and we'll be all set. Second of all, I'm fit as a fiddle. Okay, 45, but built like a 25-year-old young woman, and I'm killing it. I'm running 10 miles a day. I wouldn't do this without. If I'm getting in the best shape ever, I go to the doctor like, holy shit, you're in great shape. They should just give it. And then there's some fat fuck comes in, and he's like, my hands are sore from beating my kids, and they'll fill out forms for him all day. I think it's just the world wants to stop an old white man from living life.
What if you got a full physical and at the end of the physical?
I get full physicals all the time. I just had one a month ago. They still wouldn't fill it out.
Wow.
Nobody will. I'm like, hey, here's this form. They're like, oh, you're so healthy, so great. EKGs. My blood pressure now with the medication, I'm perfect. All my blood work. They told me I have the cholesterol. They're like, the good one is fantastic. The bad one is good.
You're not falling asleep in cars anymore.
I was like, isn't the bad one supposed to be bad? And they're like, we don't like your jokes. And I was like, fine. Yeah. I can't even sleep in a car because I don't have a car. Because why would I keep a car for 4 fucking years? That's the thing.
I kept mine for 8 years.
Yeah,
just to not get insurance again.
Yeah, I'm a struggling comic, which means I don't do anything according to everybody that's a fan of your fucking show and my show. Why don't you just quit, Pat? Why don't you quit, you fucking fake name bitch? Anyway, so what do I do? Zoltan?
I keep asking doctors. You got to find a doctor.
Thanks, Zoltan. I'm asking every doctor. What? Okay, so what kind of doctor? Should I be my own doctor? Can I just? Am I gonna have to pay someone off? I don't have money or pay.
I would go to your internist, your internal medicine doctor. It's usually your general practitioner, your GP. I'd go to him and say, listen, I need this form filled out. If we did a physical today and you did some blood work, would you be comfortable filling this form out?
I said that, and they did blood work, and they still weren't comfortable. They didn't do it.
Well,
no, thank you.
You have to get like a neurology exam.
I don't know.
I just got my brain scanned. It's all here. I got all the forms. It's all there. They will not.
Maybe you can just sign
this form.
Do they ever actually?
Will you sign a form?
Yeah, you can't forge an instrument, and especially a medical instrument.
Just write doctor and X.
Yeah, dude. If they saw the name Zoltan on that, they'll think it's a doctor.
Why don't you go to a dentist?
Why don't you go to a dentist
or a chiropractor? I'm saying they can sign it.
I just thought it was fun to do.
Or any medical doctor can sign it.
Or somebody with a PhD.
They won't.
Get a like.
Are you catching on to the point where they won't?
But nobody wants to sign. There's something wrong with you then. They won't sign it.
I know there's something wrong with me, Zoltan. If you talk to my exes, there's always something wrong with me. He cares too much about himself and his kids and not other people. I understand, but I don't like other people. But they can still fill out the form so I can drive away from them. It makes their lives easier.
No. They're saying there's something wrong.
I think what it is it's all these young comics who are getting gigs because I need someone to drive me somewhere. They're stopping me. They're calling people and going, if he gets a car, we don't get gigs anymore because I just use these people and make them drive me to like New Hampshire so they can do 10 minutes and get paid too much money just so I can talk a whole bunch. These fucks. I think it's them. Or I think it's Black America.
What if you get a full medical exam for life insurance? Kill two birds with one stone.
They've seen my life. They know there's nothing to insure.
There's nothing to insure.
Nothing to insure. I'm getting full physicals. I'm getting touched on the balls, and I'm not liking it. The lady's hand is cold.
A lady? You got a lady?
Yeah, I've never had a guy doctor touch my dick. I've been lucked out with that. I guess. I also know if I want that, but I've never had a male. I had one male doctor check on me, because he was the college intern guy. But when it came to ball touch and he left, I was like, all right, sweet. He's like, I don't do that. I'm like, all right, me either, Eric. That was his name. Can you be doctor or something? Can you not be Eric? He's like, nah, I'm Eric. So, all right, so Dr. Mead, what do I do?
I thought they had a thing against ladies touching balls.
Let me get a glove and I'll do a urology exam on you. Hold on.
Urology, myology, whatever.
Didn't they have a thing against? I guess guys can't touch females, but females can touch guys. Doctors.
I don't know. They just maybe they don't work there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe just a lady that walked in. She's like, "Oh, look, Dick. Maybe it's not a doctor. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm going to a place that isn't a doctor's, and somebody's just touching my dick, and I'm like, can you fill this out? Like, we're not doctors. Where are you? You're at CVS.
I'll give you the exact address of the place in Stamford that I got it signed at. It was painless. It took 5 minutes. They did it. Maybe I didn't talk as much.
Okay, Mead. When I'm in front of other people, when I'm not entertaining, when I don't have to carry a guest, when I don't have to work hard to make sure the show's entertaining, when my guest maybe brought a doctor who just works at the docks, I think he's lying to me. Or a lawyer, whatever the fuck that guy is. No, when I'm in public like that, I don't say much. I'm kind of like, huh? I really don't. I only like talking if I know I'm going to get laughs.
I couldn't find the gloves.
He was looking to give me a urology.
Why does everybody in your house do bits? What? This guy went and got gloves. Remember last on your show, the fat guy who was pretending to be me with a hat on? A woman just walked by for no reason when we talked about ball touching. It's a lot
it's
happening
like
in your.
Penn Station in here.
It is like Penn Station. Where's the black one? Where is he?
He's in Bay Ridge.
Larry. I like Larry.
He's in
Larry
Bay
probably could answer this question better. He would just know.
Yeah, I love it.
I love you guys.
You just go to the doctor. I'm a
Probably got a
doctor.
guy.
Hey, doctor, you do what you love. Just keep it up. It's fine. Just fill it out.
I'm actually a doctor. Dr. Larry.
Doctor, I was a doctor in the Air Force.
I'm
You
a
didn't
doctor
know
in the
that?
Air Force.
I was a doctor. I love Trump. I love Trump so much that my wife left me. But she wasn't my wife. She's just a woman. I don't even know who the fuck she was. I'm just yelling. I get white women to be on my show. Let's get loud with white women. That's my show. One's in Greece. I met a bitch in Greece.
It's working, isn't it?
She has a fantastic Instagram. It's one of my favorite things to watch of all time. Josie's Instagram is just her being hot in Greece all the time.
Yeah.
And then she
That's
speaks, and it's like
nice.
Rosie Perez.
Oh, gee.
Oh, no, Pookie, I don't want to go too hard.
The two of their voices.
Loves, you let me know when you have a legal question. I'll be right here.
I had one, and you didn't answer shit, Zoltan.
Uh-oh,
That was a doctor
I
question.
got to bill you now.
That was a doctor
But remember,
question.
operation, you can't have the key in the ignition. It's got to be out of the car, out of your wingspan. So anything you can touch.
What am I, Patrick Ewing? It was on the floor. It wasn't in my wingspan.
If it's inside the car still, it's your wingspan technically. If it's in the trunk, think of it like a firearm.
This
The
is
firearm's in the
Zoom, but
trunk,
I'm looking
not
at
inside
you.
the
I don't
car.
think you have a wingspan that can reach your kneecap. So I don't think we have a big wingspan problem here, Zoltan. I think the problem is that the man is holding me down.
I think that's
Man.
it. Maybe you're actually black.
It would make sense. Because I get the same health care as a fat black woman with 6 kids. Is that free
All right,
one?
put
Oh,
the
it's
legal
great.
questions up right here.
All right.
Yeah, you go over there.
I'm here. I'm here.
You just fucking go hang out in Larry's room.
I have more answers than he has, really.
I know.
mean,
I know.
so so that was the only DUI you ever had?
But hold on.
Okay.
You didn't
That
do
wasn't a DUI.
DUI. You told me to get charged with anything.
Look,
It's
that's
a ticket. We're down the street.
I didn't say anything, Zoltan. Mead said I had a DUI.
So
I
what's
did
your-
not have a DUI.
Prior offenses? No
I'll
prior
look it up
offenses?
right now.
Oh, did I ever have one? I had one other one. I had one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
I
then
didn't have one for that incident. He said any other DUIs.
Oh, so you didn't have any. You only had one incident.
Yeah, years earlier than that. Yeah.
But he's better
The
than
other
me.
time, there's actually 2 times in my life where I've been super drunk and blacked out. One time I almost died and did not get my blood tested because that other one, I was driving the car on the Merit and don't remember it at all. And I went over the guardrail. The car hit a telephone pole. The engine block came through, broke my heel. My heel shattered. I don't have a heel anymore. Just messed up bone. And then there's no tendons in that ankle. I broke ribs, broke my wrist. I woke up in the hospital, and they didn't, because they were rushing to save my life because my ribs cracked. They thought they were getting my lungs. They did not take blood tests. Now I still had to go to court. I still had to deal with that stuff, but they did not have my blood alcohol. But there was plenty of proof that I wasn't doing well.
Right.
Yeah.
And you learned your lesson.
Yeah, the ultimate.
No, I kept drinking after that.
Oh.
I quit
Sure.
4 years ago, and not because of any of those things. I quit because I woke up with a woman that I hated. And I was like, ooh, if I attract you, I shouldn't drink anymore. And that's how I quit. I told her, you're my rock bottom. Thank you. And then I haven't drank since.
Well, here's the crux of living in not necessarily a rural area.
Sorry, Zoltan. Do we have to both pull out our dictionary for crux?
You know, it changes things around. You don't drink.
But like
Clarity.
people who aren't living in like mass transit areas, they're gonna drink and drive at some point. I mean, all my DUIs were before obviously smartphones. There's no fucking taxi service. You have to call a car. They close at fucking 9. Like you can't get a. Back when I was like,
if you tried to get a taxi at all, it was going to cost you $8 bazillion. If there was a way to call anyone, it was going to cost, and you couldn't have set a time to it. Back then, it was like, we'll be there when we were there, fucking there, and they didn't care. You just called
had the one
7 to hope for the best.
Driver. Like
you had one designated driver,
had a
but
legit-
who wants to do that really?
Had someone always that wanted to do it.
Yeah,
There's
but you don't want to
somebody-
be with that guy. That guy stinks. He's always the worst guy.
Usually does suck.
Yeah, he saw, it's a fat chick.
Or it's your mom.
Your fat mom.
You can always call your parents for a ride home. Probably to this day.
No.
No, my mom lives in North Carolina. It's a far ride.
Your dad for a ride last year, and he gave
You
us.
rode
a
his
ride.
mom last year?
No, your dad
I
gave us
think
a
my
ride.
dad did give us a
Your
ride.
dad gave us a
somewhere.
ride.
You guys
Yeah.
are too old to call dads for rides.
Well,
You're
Uber wasn't coming.
lawyer and Mead's a drug smuggler, whatever he is. The two of you can't afford a fucking driver.
There's no Ubers.
There was no Uber or something that night. It was like
You could have
2 hour
bought a
wait.
black guy and just had him drive you around. Or Chinese with the rickshaw.
I didn't have my own black guy at that point.
Oh my God. All right. With the legal questions, I'll be sitting over here. Let me know.
Okay.
All right, legal question. Can I buy a black guy?
That's it.
Slavery's back, baby. It is. It's would you buy a black if you could? If you could buy, come on, you and me, no, if you could buy a black guy,
No.
you don't treat him like shit, you just own him.
No. Why would I? No.
Why?
Why would I want to pay? I get paid to have one now.
Yeah, I know. Okay, you always fall into great things, like getting your own black guy. But what if you could? What if you could just not a black guy, just a guy? If you could just
No,
own
you
a
know-
guy.
Wouldn't you want to buy like a like woman?
No, I don't want to have sex with it. You're
No.
gross. I want it just to do shit.
I want a female.
Yeah. Have you ever got a hooker?
No.
You paused. Why'd you pause that hard?
I had to think. I mean, I had to think.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. It would hurt my pride.
That would hurt my wallet.
You know what? We all buy dumb things. I don't even think it's the money part. We
No.
all spend money. If you've I'm not a gambler, but if you gambled at all, you wasted your money. Dumb. There's a lot of things we spent money on that's dumb.
But at the end of the day, like I would rather just save the. I don't know what the running rate is now.
I never knew what it was before. But
I haven't checked the Kelly Blue Book on whores, but I'm pretty sure it's like.
I hope her name is Kelly Blue. That'd be a great whore. The Kelly Blue book. It's just her blowing people.
It's probably like couple $100. I'll just I'll just snap one out in the corner and fucking save $300 and go have like ice cream cone.
Oh, without a doubt. But like, but even if I was like, I needed to do that, I like earning sex.
Yeah.
I like old fashioned. I don't even like getting tit pics sent to me. I mean, like, I'm not mad at them, but at the end of the day, I like to see the tit for my first time on my own. Show. I want to earn my tit. I want to earn my puss.
Yeah. You got to do some work and put something in, but.
Hey ho! But you gotta be. I like the fact that I still have personality enough to do that. I've never once asked anyone out, and that's not a brag thing. I just never have. That's why when you're making fun of me talking all the time, when it comes to women, I don't. They message me. We strike up conversations. I've never just dated anyone. Anyone I've hooked up with or met, I get into 2-year relationships with.
So what happened with the ex? Was that last girl? Was that the kid's mom? Or
No.
Okay.
My kids are 18 and 15. I've been divorced for almost 10 years. 18 and 15, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I've been divorced almost 10 years. I've had like several relationships since then. No, the last ex is just a girlfriend that was almost 2 years long and it just ended poorly.
Hey, a lot of good that lawyer did, huh? Jesus Christ.
He's fun. His name's Oates. If his name was just like Moisture or some shit, that wouldn't have been good.
Yeah. Now you'll get
listen,
a bill for $500 for.
you know what the problem was? The problem was that you and I jumped the gun. And if he was sitting there, it would have worked better podcast-wise for him to start giving things and you adding in, oh, my God, I've actually done that. Then you would have a back and forth that would have worked. But we premature podcasted. That's what we did.
Premature jackpotted?
Jackpot. That was the wording we were trying to do. But no, see, this is why when people ask me, and they ask me all the time, who's more valuable, Mead or Stancil? And I'm like, it's Mead, hands down. Stancil's a one-trick fucking tiny pony. He's a midget pony.
He does a couple
One trick. And it's being adorable as fuck. And it's a good trick. He's an adorable motherfucker. People just go, you're the reliable one. You're funny. You're witty. You don't seem, even though you've done bad things, you look like we can trust you. It's a wonderful thing.
I wear white people clothes like
you do.
This, so
you look like you own a home. But there's no proof that it's your own home.
The modern day swastika.
What does it say?
Patagonia.
Oh, nice. But it looks like everyone's like, how he has just home is a home where 80 people live. The man's doing well, and no one knows what the fuck he is.
Yeah.
And by the way, out of you, Stancil, and Ski Mask, you're the only one whose identity I don't know, and I want to keep it that way. I like the mystery.
I mean, you have my government name here.
I know, but Stancil blew it. I knew it was him, but I'm doing that run keeper thing when I run. Him and I are going to run together. I can't fucking wait.
I can't wait for that. Jesus,
and we're going to podcast while running. and so we're going to hold the thing
You've
up.
never seen him run either, which is
I've never.
that's a show in itself. Yeah.
But like, we're gonna. It's gonna be fucking hilarious. But he wants to run, so he got on Zoom Runkeeper, and he like friended me on it. And it was just a name. But he had told me he was gonna jump on, and it's not like I push out, please friend me. I have 3 people. I don't want to be I don't want friends when I fucking run. But he'd be funny to do that. He's a buddy of mine who manages a comedy club, and some dude who lives in Chicago who saw me perform once and runs a lot was like, I don't know, that'd be funny if I friended you on this. It was like, that's it. It's our little group there. But when he did it, he messages me and goes, by the way, I don't know if you know that was me. That's my other name. That's my government name. Like, why'd you blow it? I knew it, but you didn't have to say shit. And
it has his real name on it, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
And by the way, he looks more like a Stancil than his real name.
I know, yeah. The fucking the ski is not.
His real name is a taller man.
Yeah, right.
His real name,
a slender, built,
a bearded. Remember, do you ever watch the show Family Ties? That's before your time.
Yeah.
Michael Gross,
Michael
the father. That's what his
Yeah.
name looks like. He looks like Michael Gross.
Yeah.
Michael less gross. That's who he is. But no, I shit on him. But like, he's fun. But I do think you add more to podcasts. I think he is the Artie Lang, but you're the Robin.
Wow.
And I mean that in a good way, because it helps Ski Mask. You can steer things. You can host.
You're really
does the
pumping
fun
the old ego right now.
I'm trying to help, because when I steal you from Ski Mask, it's gonna be perfect. When Bobby Tamburos cost me too much to fucking be my side piece.
You got to.
No, Bobby's gonna be Frank when Frank dies. I told him
How is
POS.
Frank these days? Is Frank? I see Frank's doing a live show with you coming up.
We always do every at least twice a month at Comics.
No, actual stance. Yeah, comics, right?
Yeah, twice a month. Frank
Right.
runs a bringer show. At 79 years old, he ropes in these young kids and older people too, and they perform, and then they do 5 minutes each, and Frank does a little time, and then I do like 45 to 50 minutes throughout just shitting on them. It's fucking great. Frank might be he's probably not gonna be allowed to, because he's so old and he's living with his 101-year-old father-in-law. He's not allowed to travel with people, but I was trying to see if I can get him to come to the show at your place.
Yeah.
Have Frank do it, but he might not be able to.
Maybe that's the day we do the you and Stancil running on the beach like Apollo Creed and Rocky.
Apollo. Oh, he'll be Apollo Cream.
Yes.
Apollo Cream Puff. He's not really 5'2", is he?
It's 5'6".
That's still not good.
I couldn't add centimeters on the fly. What?
When you guys took that picture at fucking Compound, I didn't realize. I was like, is Mead 90 foot too, or are they all midgets? But then I saw Christy, and I've stood next to Christy, and I'm like, oh, they're all midgets.
Yeah.
But Ski Mask is jacked, yo.
Ski Mask he's kind of a ripped kid. He's only 25
that's
years
all
old.
That's all just thin boy, right? That's that.
Yeah,
thin boy
those little scrappy guys.
Like, when you're like going in the bad part of the neighborhood, and like 12-year-old black kids are ripped. You're like, wait, where are you working out? They're like, it's called not eating, motherfucker.
Yeah, not
you ever
eating.
see a pit bull?
I'm just ripped by default.
Yeah. It's ripped from the whipped.
Right.
They're getting beaten.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It wasn't that kind of whipped. It was the
Where's
new
my
kind.
pen? I need to write this down. No.
Is Mead now worried about getting canceled?
No. I need to write this down because I want to use that.
Oh, okay.
By
the way, at least you don't do that. Stancil twice I've written something on Twitter, and he goes, I'm probably going to use that tonight. I'm like, at least give me credit, you dick.
Ski Mask is like, he's been a hardworking kid. I'm not going to give up his past jobs or anything. I don't know if he'd want me to, but
he's talked about his job on my podcast.
He used to work in shipping. He like ran fucking tugboats or shit.
He talks about the construction. Obviously, the guy's got a work ethic like nobody's business.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't even a year ago. He didn't even have the fucking show, as far as I know.
Right.
If he did, no one knew what the fuck it was.
He's only 25, I think.
And the second he started doing this, he went after it. And I'm happy he's going in the direction. Now, he's going to have a burnout. And that's going to suck because he's blowing his load. It's not his fault. Everyone's in love with Ski Mask right now. And then they're going to get tired because he's on so many shows so much and everything else. And everyone's using him. That they're going to go, okay, next person. And that's when he needs to make sure he builds up the show now so his strengths go. And I think he will do that.
What I want to do because I'm not going to tell him how to run his own show. It's obviously his show. We're just on there.
But he wants your input. That's why you're there.
But I mean, there's a thing where you have to up the ante at some point because you like you just said, it does get stale. So we need to start integrating other things. I want to do skits. I want to do some kind of other content. And that this whole Zoom fucking thing is only going to go so far. And I don't know when they're going to open up back up comedy clubs. Who knows if I'm going to trying to do something.
Oh, you're gonna. You're gonna. I saw that video, you and Larry in your house doing comedy.
Something that relatively appears to be like I'm doing stand-up comedy, but it's not. But I don't know if that's going to happen. But we don't know. We don't know. But at the same time, we can always do like other material, like skits, do some like just mini movies or whatever we want to do.
And he needs to get away from the Brennan world. Not detached, not talk to him.
I mean, that's his
he
base.
Needs to establish that he is a different show and he's not like, a buffer show or like a minor league show to the Brennan world.
Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted to, I didn't want to mess with his thing because it's his thing. I didn't, but
well, that's what got him started. He got his guests that he didn't think he'd ever get because of the Brennan experience and all that stuff. And I understand that.
Right. But I wanted to get other comedians just to, like, obviously Dave Landau is going to be on in a week, which is going to be awesome. But I get what you're saying. We are kind of like blowing our fucking proverbial loads.
Right. And also, he's getting these bigger guests, but he's got to have a game plan for what he's going to talk to them about.
Yeah, right. I know.
He's doing a great job, but right now, sometimes it's just, you forget he's hosting the show sometimes.
But right. And he does so much stuff that I think, that's where I want to try to come in and bring up topics and have something to riff on and like actually talk about, because can't just be like, oh, did you see what happened to fucking Chad Zumock today? Like, who's going to, there's Dave Landau's going to be there like, oh, what?
Well, that's what I was like. When I was out with you guys, you were drunk, but like, the two of you were drunk. And then he kept going, remember this? And there was about 5 minutes where I started looking at my phone and Ski Mask goes, are you bored? I go, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, there's inside stuff. You guys kept yelling, Rackham. I'm like, I even said out loud, I go, is that a thing? Is that a thing? I don't know your fucking world. I've never watched Brennan's show. I've watched Burning Bridges. I never watched the new show.
Well, you were on Burning. I thought you were on Kevin's show at one point.
Kevin doesn't even acknowledge my existence.
Well,
when I was on the fucking burger show with you guys on the burger show, he didn't even acknowledge me, and I was in the same box.
Yeah. Well, Kevin's a fickle creature.
I heard that when they did the review of the fucking food eating contest, he didn't mention Ski Mask or me.
Yeah.
It was Ski Mask's show.
He did. Yeah. He mentioned Fat Fest. We should have had that branded.
There was two commentators. You're saying I talk too much? If I didn't fucking talk that day, nobody would have talked.
Half of us were stuffing our faces. The other half were just
you guys
mumbling.
couldn't do anything. At that point, you weren't co-hosts yet. You were there to be the entourage to Jim.
Right.
But who did a great job was Ray. Ray did a great job of keeping it going. And even Bob fucking tried to talk all he could while eating and doing all that food.
Everybody picking up lettuce off the floor.
Did great, but like we needed to keep it moving. And then Brennan said like 4 words and then fucking acknowledge me. You fuck? Acknowledge me. Yeah. Much better than me?
I mean,
I can also quit shows. I've done a show inside Compound and now don't work there. We're a lot alike.
Well, you're gonna be on Kumia soon, huh?
I'm gonna be on In Hot Water first and then Kumia.
Oh, brilliant.
So I'll be on In Hot Water Thursday. I was supposed to be on Kumia Thursday, 27th, and then they had to move it. I guess someone better. I don't know.
Ooh,
but
maybe I'll hang out, loiter outside, and come in.
Oh, they're not having me in.
What?
Well, I take the train and everything like that anyway, but I go in for one show. It's not like the city's open to go do shit. I used to go in because I'd go do spots in the city and stuff. There's nothing to do, so I'm literally taking the train to do us.
Yeah.
Kumia is not bad because you're on for the 2 hours. In Hot Water, they don't do a guest till the second hour, so I'd only be on for 40 minutes, and it's not really worth the train.
Yeah.
I'd rather just do it that way. It's fun being there. I'd like to go see those guys again, but I'll go back in when it's time and everything's good. Because right now it sounds like everyone's gonna die in New York. When you win, is it really scary?
It's eerie. There's I'm 6'3" and I'm not frail, and I caught myself watching out for people. There's some undesirable individuals who are
Yeah,
basically.
but there always were undesirables, but they also blended in with the other weird.
No,
things.
but at the same time, they didn't feel like they ran the place.
Yeah,
I mean,
when I go to the city, I walk everywhere because I just like doing it. I'll get off the train and I'll walk to Kumia because it's just like a fun while. I'll stop places, do whatever. I wouldn't want to do that now.
Well, I mean, you come into Grand Central and you're basically on either the shuttle or the 7 to get to. You're on a subway until you're a block from Compound.
Right.
So,
I like to walk it. Now I'd have to take a fucking subway.
yeah, don't walk it.
That's what I like doing. I
It's
clear
not,
my
it's
head.
not literally the Planet of the Apes. I was gonna say.
Yeah. No. Say it. It's okay on
It
this
is.
show. Planet of the goddamn apes. Cornelius is for days. There's so many
Yeah.
Corneliuses.
It's not like as dangerous as obviously it was when they got mad about a guy dying that they didn't even know. But it's still.
No, they all knew him. You didn't know that?
Well, they're all cousins apparently.
Yeah. What's up, cousin? White people gotta start doing that, right? You know what we need? We need a group of people to get together and celebrate white pride. You know?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not the I Am Legend, the post-apocalyptic thing that it's kind of being made out to be, but it's still gross. It's fucking. I mean, people are just shitting right in front of you on the street more than it used to be.
I hate poop. I couldn't take that. If I saw a guy pooping, I would have to kick him in his head.
But I mean, you never know what's gonna happen. You never know. Like most of the people who are on the street are fucking mentally ill. They don't have like the faculties to tell them not to just run up and hit you in the face with a brick. So
see, people shit on Connecticut and they shit on us for being from Connecticut, but those fuckers can't come near us. The shit people, we don't. We keep them out. Connecticut doesn't let shit people walk around.
we
Except for
don't.
Bridgeport.
We like
Bridgeport's
to
got 'em.
we keep a tight ship.
Yeah, Puerto Rico's got them, but the rest of it doesn't have anything. I was happy to find out the Stress Factory's opening back up.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, the comics they're bringing. Carlos Mencia is the first one. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
nobody's gonna be able to tell any jokes there.
Nobody will open for him. I mean, I'm sure he brings his own guy at this point because nobody wants to, and he probably doesn't want to deal with that anyway.
Does he just repeat their set?
No, supposedly he hasn't stolen jokes in years, but just all these comics either want to bring it up. I know guys who try to open for him. They either want to bring it up, like try to be like Rogan Jr. and yell at him for no reason, or they do the opposite and going, "I trust you. I know you would never do that." And like either way, that's something that's like someone bringing up whoever you dated 12 years ago. It's like it's not his life anymore. Why would he want it brought up?
Kevin Dabrowski was opening for him for a while. I love Kevin. I think he's great. But,
yeah, Kevin is great. But I didn't
I
know that. But Kevin's also the kind of guy that would be perfect for him because he's not going to ask a question. He's going to look through his dopey eyes and just go.
he had good things to say. But yeah, Chuck Mangione works at manages.
I know about Chuck. Chuck's fucking dog bit my opener for my CD, and then I'd have a different opener.
Yeah.
Fucking Chuck. That's not his real name either, right?
Right.
What the fuck? And then he has a fake fake sister account?
No, that's actually his sister.
But she has the fake name.
I think she changed it.
Wait, is his real name Mangione?
Yes.
So he really is related to that guy or no?
No.
Ah, fuck. That was everything.
No, it all plays off of In Hot Water somehow.
Well, I know that they just play a song, but I thought literally they played it off because someone's got to be that guy's
son.
When
I met him, I was under the impression he was actually related to the trumpet player.
Yeah.
Yeah. He plays just as much trumpet, but it's made of skin. I really like Chuck.
The skin trumpet is way harsher. The skin flute is fine, but skin
One
trumpet.
of my good friends. I enjoy Chuck very much.
Chuck's great.
But yeah, I can't. I mean, he says they're going to do it out in the green across the street, but that's just basically. That's kind of
for people that don't know. That is not a good green.
Yeah,
that is not a quality green. It's barely green. It's a brown. It's a brown at most.
Me and Stancil actually walked Kevin Brennan to the hotel from Stress Factory when he was up there, just for his safety.
Jesus.
There's a stretch there that
Shane Gillis was there, and some crazy guy almost fought them on the elevator.
Yeah,
going up there.
Yeah, we were
Shane's
there.
A big boy. I wouldn't start fighting Shane. He looks like
a
country strong bitch.
He's Irish Shrek.
Yeah. If you didn't know who he was, he just looks like a guy who would definitely finger your sister for no reason without any questions.
Oh, Shane or the
Yeah.
other guy?
Shane. I haven't seen the other guy. I don't know him.
That's funny.
Shane's another one that hangs out with short people like you do. To
Yeah.
feel tall.
Yeah. It's we kind of just I don't think his height brought anything to me to the situation, but he there's just something about that, what was it, Laurel and Hardy?
Yeah, but I think they were both kind of the same height. I think one was just a fat fuck.
Was that? Oh yeah.
I always confuse Laurel and Hardy with Abbott and Costello. I always confuse them.
Oh, didn't they have a height difference as well?
One had a fat fuck with a mustache that was shitty, and one had a guy who didn't talk really, right?
We're more the Walrus and the Carpenter.
Yeah, everyone knows that one. All my fans know the Walrus and the Carpenter. They're thinking it's like, not trying to think of a thing that would work for the Karen Carpenter. And who was that guy who fucking knocked up Come to My Window? Who was that guy from Crosby? David Crosby.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to this this backyard excursion.
I'm happy you texted because I don't know if you know, originally you said it was going to be this weekend, and I was
I figured there wasn't enough time. I was also going back and forth because my buddy owns a bar in Stanford who has a really good outdoor patio. They have a good PA system, but I didn't, there's a little sketchy because it's all tight, and the neighbors are sometimes you never know if somebody's going to complain.
Right.
I think he's going to lose his license or something like that. But, he was into it. But here it's basically the Wild West. So you do whatever you want.
You don't have neighbors close by?
I do, but I think they already know my shtick.
All right. I was happy. I did my first backyard show last weekend to get ready. That. And that was for 20 of the whitest of trash.
Yeah.
They were fun, though. They were fun.
It'd be a good time. So I'll week to get ready. Week and a half to get ready. Obviously Larry Christie is going to be there. Pat Dixon confirmed that he's going to be there.
I mentioned to him I was going to do the show, and he was like, "Oh, good, we'll be there." So that'll be fun. We on my podcast, we realized. Well, I knew it. He realized he's met me 3 times before. I had no idea.
Well, I didn't recognize you
there. Great. Didn't have a clue. Well, I also didn't know one of his wives tried to murder him, so we both learned stuff.
Pat's one of my favorite dudes, man. He's
fucking hilarious, and he was so fun to just chat with. I thought we're gonna have to go. I was like, because I watched all his podcasts. I thought I had to go a little political. We started going there, but then we just went stories, and him and I have so many stories about performing on shows for cancer that went wrong. So it was really fun to tell those. There's like a lot of and even when we tried to sign off, we both did another story before we went. I was like, it's fucking great, because the week before. She was a nice girl, but there was pulling teeth on that last one, the one I did before that. So it was nice to have one with Pat where it just flowed.
Who is this?
Her name's Ashley Marie Thornton. She's friendly with Zumach. She's on Twitter. She follows you, I'm sure, as well.
Oh, so she's about as known as I am.
You're more known in the circle of this world.
I know. I know who you're talking about.
And she's very lovely, very nice, but she wasn't ready for that kind of podcast, and it was fun. But
she's always offering wedding dresses to Alex Engelbert to marry me. So very nice.
Oh yeah, she's she's a aspiring writer.
Oh, insane.
And friendly with Zumach.
Okay.
Because she messaged me 2 days before being on your thing, and was like, she was talking about some podcast she was going to be doing with. And she was, but you don't like the guy I'm doing it with, Chad Zumach, and I'm like. I was like, oh, you listen to my podcast, or you watch Wet Spot, because on Wet Spot, Chrissy was fighting with Chad.
Yeah.
I had said, fuck him. That's basically what I said. I'd never met him. I was like, fuck him. So then a day later, you guys are like, hey, come on there. It's going to be you and Zumach. And I'm like, wait, did he have this girl reach? That's my first thought was, did he have this girl? And then you guys kept hinting at fights, and I didn't realize it wasn't about him. I thought you were trying to set up the thing where I was going to argue with Zumach. I'm like, all right, I'll do this, whatever. But it never came up.
I don't remember that podcast.
No, it wasn't really memorable. And I'm not sure about it. It was what it was. It was fun at times.
Trying to figure out if I should curb the whole Ed McMahon thing, because I'd like to remember some of these things. I don't remember most of my 20s. I'd like to remember a few of the podcasts. So.
See, I just think that it'd be more fun if you got drunk throughout the show.
Yeah.
If you started off sober and you drank by the end, it was fun and silly if you're going to drink. But you guys watch hockey and then you get all fucking loopy. And Stancil thought he was gonna do this thing where we're all gonna be surprised because you had someone call in. First of all, another thing I didn't know: a guy calls in, he's in a tub, and then Ski Mask doesn't care about the guests because he's just like, it's Tub Guy. I'm like, what? He's like, Tub Club, and I'm like, I don't know what this is. Like, clue me in. Why is there a naked dude in a tub? What the fuck?
See, this is why we need graphics. We need a Tub Club graphic.
Oh, that would help so
Oh
much.
yeah, and then a theme
Not
song.
me. It
for
wouldn't
Tub
have helped
Club.
me.
Well, then that's why you need to get in a tub, Pat. You got to show off that physique you've been running.
Get in a tub. First of all, you're 4'2" and you got no cock if you're in a tub. Like, and then Stancil goes, hold on a minute. And I'm like, he's going in the tub.
I don't really know anybody who has a tub.
Stancil has a tub.
Oh, he's got a tub, but that's
He was in it. He was in the tub. Hold on a minute.
short-term
He was
mom.
surprised. And then Ski Mask's like, so, oh, wow, you're in the tub. Like, we all knew where the fuck he was going. Like, he got up the second the tub happened and then walked away for 3 minutes. And he was in his bathing suit.
That's the brilliance of him.
It is the brilliant. He's always got a bathing suit on. That's brilliant.
Might as well. I don't think he wears underwear because he just shits it.
Where's Zoltan? He left.
Lost cause.
What's your advice? I
My
go to
advice-
urgent care. I
my-
try it again.
I think try another. I'll send you the exact address of the place that signed off on it
Okay.
for me.
We just established that I don't drive. So now you're going to send me somewhere far.
Do I need to come and get you? I'll bring you to the fucking urgent care. I'll walk in with you. We'll
Will
pretend
you
you're
hold my
retarded.
hand?
We'll pretend you're retarded.
We don't have to pretend. One time when I was in college, we went to the Big E, and because we found out Hasselhoff was going to be there, and he was going to perform. So me and my friends, we all got super drunk, and we made shirts that Hasselhoff is God. We got fake afros. We fucking went. We were going nuts. We were having a big day. When we got to go, we thought like, oh, we'll just see him on the lawn. But it was like sold out. Like all these old women and then retarded people were like fired up. So, and I'm like, oh no. So they only had 3 spots open. So me and 2 buddies snuck in, and I've got a shirt I made in marker. It said Hasselhoff is God. And I got a fro on and sunglasses. And my buddy is taller than you. He's like 6'5", 6'6", and he's standing in the side aisle part. And they start playing the Baywatch drums, like da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. They go, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. And right, my friend goes like this and throws his arms out. We didn't know Hasselhoff was going to come down from the back part. Hasselhoff ducks my buddy's arm, pops underneath, rips his shirt off in front of us, and goes, "Pow!" like that. It was the best moment of my fucking life. Just give us the guns, and he went off. So then he goes on stage. He sings the Baywatch song, and then he sings "Ride Sally Ride," which, by the way, he sang 4 different times during this concert. He loves "Ride Sally Ride." He knows like 4 songs. He sings that song. He stops and he starts doing banter. And at one point, he's like, "Some of you probably don't recognize me with my shirt on." So I just yell out, "Take it off!" And I thought people would laugh, but they're all into it. And then he yelled something else. He said, "I sold a million copies in Germany, or 6 million copies in Germany, only 6 here." And I went, "I have 5 of them." Silence again, except for my friend. Finally, this lady turns to my friend and goes, "Tell him to shut up." My friend turns and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. That's my retarded brother." And because of that, I went into full tard mode. And I was like, "I'm sorry, I like that song." And they're like, "Oh," so then they started moving me closer so I could see them. And people were helping me to see them. And I got to meet them. And my friends said, I didn't want to fucking go out of character. But Hasselhoff looked and they said, "Well, this guy's a special guy." And he looked at me and he went, "I'll sign the shirt, but then get out of here." Like he knew right away I wasn't retarded. And he just signed the shirt. I was like, there's no point in going, "Hello, David." Like there's no point in even doing it. He just looked at me.
Oh my god! I don't know how you top that. You don't top that.
His tard dar was on hard. He knew. He knows tards.
Yeah, he's all in Special Olympics and shit like that.
Yeah, I gotta drive. I'm getting so tired. Listen, women hit on me. Women want to hang out with me. Then they find out that part. Fuck you, you fake feminist fucks. I hate role genders in dating. I'm perfect. I'm witty. I'll laugh at all your fucking jokes. You call me pretty. I'll pay for the date. You drive. No, that's a man's job. 2020, bitch. You're supposed to drive. I'm the pretty lady. Drive me around. No, they don't want that shit. You'll be safer in your own car.
Aren't we all the same gender? Aren't we all the same gender now anyway?
I hope not.
I moved. That's why I moved to the city. I couldn't do it anymore.
You couldn't be a.
No, I could. It was just like it's just. it's not feasible to live. I mean, luckily you can fucking run a mile to work every day, and I give you credit for that. But
First of all, it's 3.5 miles to work.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
You're a better man than I.
I also can't do it. Like I said, I have a broken heel. I shouldn't be doing. My doctors are like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know, but life hurts so much. What's a little more?"
Right. Well, look. I mean, I think the answer is you just have to find a fucking doctor who's willing to put his name on the line. And
you know any shady doctors?
Fucking put an ad on Craigslist. I guarantee you, do it. Put an ad on Craigslist looking for a doctor to sign off on a fucking thing. I'll guarantee you.
I've never used Craigslist. Is it that easy?
Do it. Because I was looking to get a license in Massachusetts at one point, and my girlfriend had put an ad on Craigslist looking for somebody with an address who would let me use it to get a Massachusetts license, because apparently Massachusetts does not have a connection with any of the other DMV records, so you can just go up there and get one willy-nilly if you have a fucking address. And so I was about to do that, but then this whole thing got cleared up. So
attention, all listeners, go on Craigslist. Make me ads.
You might get a doctor. You might get raped. Who knows?
Dr. Rape. I don't want Dr. Rape. He signs it, Dr. Rape.
Right.
Don't they check? But they don't. The DMV, after all this, like, if they're not going to check, then why can't I just sign it?
I don't know if they have to.
That's my worry, that they're going to
stamp it.
Check. It's me.
I think they put a stamp on it. They have some kind of marker.
I need a stamp guy.
You need one of those old like ring stamps that the old lords had. They close their I close my document with my.
Now I gotta know a fag. Like, I don't know anybody that has a stamp lord.
Yeah.
God damn it, stamp lords.
Yeah.
Chrissy probably knows some stamp lords. She probably has them on the show.
I swear to God, put an ad on Craigslist looking for a doctor to sign a fucking neuro.
That sounds shady as shit.
Why
are doctors reading Craigslist?
Maybe somebody knows somebody. They try to make a buck on the side. Be like, I'll give you fucking $300.
No, I'm not paying anybody for a thing I shouldn't have to pay for. I paid too much money. This is a form that should be filled out. I didn't make the form up. DMV fucking has a real form. These are doctors.
I'll pay for it to happen.
I don't want you to try me around and pay me, Mead. I want your advice. Fuck Zoltan. You are the only help.
That's it, man. You got to find somebody to do it. The urgent care doctors are the only ones who really honestly don't give a fuck.
All these people that are fake people hiding their identity, all the compound fans, your fans, all that shit, my fans, not one is a fucking doctor.
There's probably one out there.
One has got to be a fucking doctor.
How
about the 4 or 5 that we all think are women?
Put an ad on Twitter.
They're not women, by the way.
No. Oh, we already ousted one on our show last night.
What, the Kenley?
Yep.
Yeah, I had a feeling. That was pretty easy.
Yeah.
She was – the too late drunk thing was a little too far.
Right. Either we ousted a pedophile, identity thief, or we just made an 18-year-old girl kill herself.
You might have. She seemed very sensitive.
Yeah, talking about how many shits she took every day.
No, that was your post earlier.
No. She made the same post, but she's like, I just ate 7 tacos and I took a dump.
She's trying to relate to you guys.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's a weird, if she really is an 18-year-old girl who wants to be a hardcore Trump supporter and like fill in with you guys, it's a weird choice.
There's 0.0000000% that's a thing.
That's a weird girl.
Yeah.
I have to worry about that because I get these friend requests and half of them I'm like, oh, this is my ex trying to, because she's blocked. That's why I'm blocked. I put a thing on block. Everyone's like, "Oh, it wasn't about Joe Exotic." No, I didn't block that guy. He got mad said I blocked him. He can look. I just unfollowed him because I didn't care what he had to say. But he's still not blocked. He's still following me. But like, I put that up for like exes or whatever because there's like 4 or 5 different fans of Compound who I get to see her post still, even though I blocked her. Because they all of a sudden are now friends with her, which means they wouldn't have known who she was. She's got a big following on Twitter. She's been on for a while, but like they wouldn't have known who she was, and now they follow her, and then I get to see the posts, and they're all like hitting on her and shit. And it's weird. It's like she has a fake name on there too herself, but like it's just she doesn't post on like our guys stuff. She's never involved in our stuff. It's just her own thing, and these weirdos. And I know that they're like either being used so I can see it, or like they're being the flying monkeys to report back.
You know what I really would have liked is if she had like just blasted every horny dude who's on these like compound fans or whatever.
She kind of was, but she was posting up what the DMs were.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah, but she would be like, a couple like show us your tits, like, and she would show all the posts of that stuff. But she would offer to show her tits, and then like say and the other thing too is I only like girls. That's what I started to wonder. I only like so ladies, show me your butt. I like ladies' butts and boobs. It was like just a guy trying to get boobs. It was like a good move.
That's reverse psychology there.
18-year-old with a stutter. She had every little detail was perfect. Now I feel so. Now, first of all, Kenley, if you're real, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I apologize, but you're not.
You're not real.
There's a real girl whose pictures were stolen.
A real girl who's a huge Kumia fan. Well, that makes sense because she's a little old for him, but but the rest of it, huge Trump supporter. Doesn't make any sense. 18, but I guess there's some. I don't know. It was weird.
Apparently, I have a podcast going on right now
I was going to ask you because you're supposed to be on at 9:00 and your podcast is 9:25. So. All right, so everybody watch the Ski Mask podcast on YouTube and all that with me and Stanzo and all of them. If you can, I don't think you're inviting people to your house. So no, you're not.
Oh yeah.
Like what kind? Like anyone can come?
Yeah, just hit me up.
All right, if you're interested in the show and you're not somebody that's blocked by me or not allowed by law.
If you're within in the tri-state area, obviously, DM me.
If they DM you, if you could just ask me quickly who they are because I got some people that can't be there legally. So.
I'll pass it by. I'll have a clearance list.
Yeah. If any doctors want to come out and just sign some autographs.
I'll run it through an FBI filter.
I'll bring the form. Any doctor wants to fill out an autograph while I'm performing. That'd be great. I can use your signature.
Yeah, it should be a fun time, which it's it's good. We've been having the ones up in at Don's house up there in Pound Ridge, but I figure I'd take the reins for one and it's obviously closer to the city for everybody who's driving up.
Not closer for me, but it still will be fun. So
yeah.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Go do your other podcast. Later.